I come from a rural background. I was born in Nyanyadzi in Chimanimani West, and I was born in a family of 6 boys, and I'm the only girl. So with that alone, it clearly shows that I was a little voice out of the 6 boys. But the background is being a woman, coming from a rural background. What people think is there is nothing in the rural area. There is nothing at all. But when I grew up, I was like, I didn't even have a passion to say when I grow up I want to be a politician. But as time goes on, after some years, and I think I was 26, that's when I started to get into political space. I joined the MDC in 1999, and in 2003, that's when I was elected to be a councillor for Manicaland in Mutare City Council in Ward 16. So after that, I think that's where I started to enjoy politics, because it was not easy for me. If you remember that time, that was the time when the former minister, Ignatius Chombo, was busy firing the local councillors, and I was one of the victims. I was fired, and I only stayed in council for about 2 years only. But after that, I started to say, I'm going to make sure I will fight and get there. So in 2008, I contested in a rural background, Chimanimani West, where I was born. And it was not easy for me because I was not married there. So people will now start to say, she's not married here. Anodi kuenda kwakanoroorwa ikoko anoita member of parliament. But I said to myself, I'm here to represent young girls, women, and everybody. And I have to show my talent. And as an opposition by that time, it was not easy to campaign. It was not easy for me. There was violence. There was everything. But I said to myself, I will not stop. My mom was saying, you are the only girl. Why do you want to join politics? And I said, I'm starting it because you are the one who encouraged me, because my mom was coming from an opposition. And since 1980, she says to me, I never voted for ZANU-PF. In 1980, she said, I was pregnant that time, and I went to vote for about 10 to 15 kilometers, and I voted for Ndabaningi Stole. From there, she joined the Zoom. From there, she joined the MTC. So with that thing alone, I said, if she did that, why not me? So I started to walk the journey, and you know, I was so much excited, because that time, MDC had 100 MPs, and I was the only female member of parliament who had gone for the rural constituents and who had won it. So to me, I said, I can work, because it's not easy to take a rural constituents. And after that, it was not easy again, because in the political ranks, I started as a provincial secretary. I started as a national organizing secretary. From there, I went to be the chairperson of the Assembly of Women. So from there, that's when the people started to say, you have got some qualities, because I managed to make sure that I reach the rural constituencies. I carried so many programs to make sure that I mobilize women to vote for the presidential election for 2018. And I had some programs, the Maune Muru, where I was bringing in together Vana Mai, Vana Baba, Vana Sekuru, to make sure that if you go to vote, don't leave anybody home. You have to go and register, then you have to go and vote. I even ran with a program again, which I called the Dzoka Uyamwe, and I took just a concept from Oliver Mtukudzi, which says, kurumura kwandaka kuita goreria, pawakasira ndipapo, Dzoka Uyamwe. So I was trying to reach out the diasporas. I was saying to the diasporas, yes, you are enjoying out there, but Zimbabwe is burning. Why don't you come and register? Then you go back after you've registered. Then you also come and vote. So I took all those programs, and I tried by all means to make sure that the programs were implemented. So after I got the nomination for the deputy president, it was not easy, because if you see, I got only 1 nomination out of the 13 provinces. So people were now saying, no. We want you to be the deputy president. A nomination is not a vote, because when you are going for nominations, few people will do the nominations, but the rest will come for Congress. So I was encouraged, and I made sure that I campaigned. And both men, women, youth, and everybody, they supported me. And here I am. That's the journey.